What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Sub Stories. My name's Ricky. I've been to a whole bunch of shows, and I want to tell you guys about it. I've collected ticket stubs over the last 19 years, and there's a story, aside from the show, that goes along with every single one of them. Today's show is Green Day heavy. There's 3 ticket stubs on this page. There's actually only 2 Green Day shows, though. The top one, I'm pretty sure, is my brother's ticket. Bottom one's mine from Gillette Stadium. But we're going to start off with Green Day at the DCU Center, October 28th, 2004, the day after the Red Sox won the World Series. This was the first leg of the American Idiot Tour. And then we're going to kick up into Green Day at Gillette Stadium. Both of these tickets are kind of faded a little bit. But this was the third leg of the American Idiot Tour back in 2005. This was September 3rd, the day before I turned 18 years old. Today's episode is all about Green Day. Green Day, growing up, for me, was one of my favorite bands ever. It was them and Blink-182. They were kind of like my Beatles, my Stones. For me, there's always been 2 bands that have kind of gotten me into a style of music. Green Day was mine for punk, pop-punk music, whatever. I never saw them growing up until 2004. I don't know why. I missed out on the Pop Disaster tour with Blink. I missed out on the tour they did for Warning with The Living End, which, again, that's one that I kick myself all the time for. But I was lucky enough to see them all 3 legs of the American Idiot Tour. We're going to talk about 2 of them today. The first one was October 28th, 2004 at the DCU Center in Worcester. This was an amazing time for me. The Boston Red Sox had won the World Series literally the night before. So everybody was on this wild high. Things were crazy. I don't remember. I think I did go to school this day because it was like a Thursday night. This concert was on Thursday. I did go to school that day. I didn't go to school the next day because I thought they were going to have the parade, but they pushed that back to Saturday. But just the entire atmosphere around this Green Day show was electric. I remember there was 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, I think, had floor seats for the show, and my buddy Jeff had an actual seat way in the back. But he ended up coming with us. I just remember standing outside. Everybody had Red Sox gear on. The line was wrapped around the building. It was incredible. I remember driving around earlier in the day on my buddy Mike's, he had a yellow moped. I remember driving around on that, and Jordan from Newfound Glory had walked out from one of the side doors or whatever, probably right after soundcheck or before soundcheck or something like that. But I remember meeting him again, which I've seen a million times, met those guys a bunch. But it was just cool. And what a stacked lineup. Sugar Cult, who I loved. I just saw them at Warped Tour a couple months prior. They were out supporting Palm Trees and Power Lines, their second record. Newfound Glory was out supporting Catalyst, which was their 4th record and arguably their 2nd largest. It was just amazing. I loved all 3 bands. I couldn't be more excited to see Green Day. So we go to the show. We get in, we're outside. Place is electric. People are freaking out about the Red Sox still. We get in. We get on the floor. Sugar Cult starts playing. Unbelievable band. Great set list. I mean, they only had 2 records out at the time. Luckily, they were my 2 favorite ones, so it worked out great for me. But they were amazing. What a great band. And then when Newfound Glory came out, Jordan from Newfound Glory came out wearing a David Ortiz Boston Red Sox jersey. It was nuts. The place was going insane. Just every single song was incredible. A lot of songs off of Catalyst, Sticks and Stones, and probably maybe 1 or 2 off of the self-titled. But I know it was very, very, very much a Catalyst heavy set. Those guys killed it. They got done, left. And then we were all sitting there waiting. Jeff, as soon as I think Newfound had started, he jumped at the barrier in the back and ran, found us on the floor. This was way before we all had cell phones, or at least cell phones that were that easy to text on. I just remember Jeff finally meeting up with us. So now the whole crew is together, 5, 6 of us all together, dancing around, just having a blast. Green Day came out to, I think Space Odyssey is what played as they were coming out. But before they did, there was these giant red curtains that hung down. Curtains hanging down. Green Day, just before that, this bunny, they got really famous for having this guy dressed up in a bunny costume. He'd come out, he'd like chug beers on stage, throw t-shirts, get the crowd just absolutely losing their minds. And it was sick because he also came out wearing a David Ortiz Boston Red Sox jersey. Everything about this night was solely focused on, aside from Green Day, but on the fact that the Red Sox had just won the World Series the night before. It was a massive deal. So finally, the bunny leaves. The place is going absolutely insane. People are screaming. People are just trying to run as close to the stage as possible. And then lights go out. All you hear is a ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And as soon as that started, the boom, huge explosion. Curtains fall. There's Green Day. Billy Joe Armstrong's just losing his mind, running everywhere. And they opened up with American Idiot. One of the coolest opening songs ever. Just that, like, what an iconic riff. That was my intro to seeing Green Day live. Was that those first couple notes just blew my mind. People running the stage, just crowd surfing, going absolutely insane, screaming every single word. They killed it. I remember we were kind of close to where the where the catwalk was, and I just remember Billy Joe running way out and being relatively close to where we were standing, and going nuts, just shredding a guitar. It was such a sick show. So they went from, I actually went back and looked up the set list. So as you guys can see, they started off with American Idiot, went into Jesus is Suburbia, which is a 9-minute song, which was incredible. Holiday, We Are the Waiting, St. Jimmy. So they come out the gate with 5 American Idiot songs right off the bat. Kicking into Longview, Hitching a Ride, Brain Stew, Jaded, throwing it back to the classic Green Day, the stuff that you like want to hear so bad, especially if you're my age and you'd never seen them at the time. They got pretty famous for doing a cover of Knowledge by Operation Ivy, where they would bring fans on stage to play guitar and drums and all that. And Billy would sing. That was phenomenal. Quick little note, Billy Joe almost joined Rancid because he was such a giant Operation Ivy fan. Tim Armstrong had asked him to join. He didn't. He kept with Green Day. Crazy things have happened. Played Basket Case after that, which was awesome. She, King for a Day, which is when they bring out horn players and have that whole thing go down. Kick that into Shout by the Isley Brothers, and then they go back for Wake Me Up When September Ends and Homecoming. Homecoming to me is a really great song to end a set on. It's another 9-minute song. Trey sings a little bit, which is like one of my favorite parts of this entire Green Day record is that little part where Trey sings. But yeah, it was just the most epic way to end a set. So after screaming for, well, I don't know, an hour and a half at this point or whatever, every single Green Day song, losing my mind, still kind of can't believe I'm seeing them live. They leave, they come back out for an encore. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Minority, which is off of Warning, my bad, which is my favorite Green Day record ever. We Are the Champions, which they did this entire tour, but it held such a different meaning because of the fact the Red Sox won the World Series. When they came out for the encore, by then Billy Joe had on the Red Sox jersey. It was one of the most epic experiences of my life. Just to watch that Red Sox game the night before and see them win the World Series and just still kind of be in disbelief that happened, to the next day seeing this band that completely changed my life, my style of music, everything, play We Are the Champions, and like the Green Day confetti is just like raining down. I'm not a big fan of catching confetti. I don't care about it. I think it's great. It's exciting for the show. I had to catch some of this stuff though, and I somehow was able to hold on to it for the last, I don't know, how long has it been? 16 years almost. So that's the only confetti I think I have in this book. Having the confetti rain down, everybody's just holding each other. You're holding on to people you don't know. It's just the biggest sing-along I've ever seen in my entire life. We Are the Champions, Queen. It was incredible. So after that, the bands, all the band leave except for Billy, and then he played just a plugged-in version of Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, which again is probably the only song you're going to sing louder than We Are the Champions. So seeing Green Day at DCU Center back in 2004 was easily a top 5 show moment for me ever. Fast forward. So the following spring, Green Day had come back around. I actually don't know if I still have the ticket stub for when they played the Mullins Center in fast forward, Green Day did leg 2 of the American Idiot Tour. This one focused on kind of like B markets, or C markets, I guess you would say. Still doing arenas, but this time around they played in Amherst, Massachusetts at UMass. They played the Mullins Center. I don't have my ticket stub for that. I don't think it might be in this book, but I don't know why it wouldn't be on this page, which is weirdly devoted to Green Day. I do, however, have my wristband from getting down on the stage, or getting down on the floor. So this tour was awesome. It was Green Day and My Chemical Romance. There was no opening acts outside of them. This was right around, this was the height, or just before like the real height of My Chemical Romance. So it was cool to see them. I remember their set was amazing. I don't remember the whole thing. I do know that they opened with I'm Not Okay. They closed with Helena. And somewhere in between there, they played the Star Spangled Banner guitar version. It was incredible. But I remember them being awesome. Green Day, again, phenomenal. Kind of played the same exact set, which was totally fine. I get it. They're on American Idiot Tour. They need to play a lot of that. It's cool. I did hope that they would switch it up a little bit. The only thing they actually changed was they took Homecoming out of the set, which kind of sucks. And they switched in Minority is what they closed the regular set with. And they took that out of the encore and added Maria, which is what started the encore for the next 2 tours. September 3rd, 2005. I think there was like another group of maybe 6 or 7 of us that went to see Green Day at Gillette Stadium. It was their first stadium tour, or not even full stadium tour. I guess it was the first time they played stadiums as a headliner, not part of a festival. So they played the stadium in New York, and Giant Stadium, and then they played Gillette Stadium the next day. It happened to be the day before I turned 18 years old. It also happened to be my brother's first concert ever. So that was a cool moment. I got him tickets. It might have been for his birthday. I don't really remember, but I do remember getting him tickets, him coming with us. We were on the floor again for that one. That one was incredible. Seeing Green Day in a stadium was wild. That was my first show ever at Gillette Stadium, was Green Day, American Idiot Tour. Again, still kind of did the same exact set list, which is totally fine. They didn't really change that a whole lot. They might have flipped 1 or 2 songs somewhere, but it was pretty much the same thing. And it was incredible. I remember my friend Maria coming, and her and I think our friend Sam were in a car. Maybe we might have actually even been in that car. I don't really remember what car I was in. There was 2 cars that went down. I remember that. Oh, I think I was in Nick's car. No, I was definitely in Maria's car. And Nick, I think, kept going. I think Nick drove past the exit to get off. So we met up with them later on or whatever. But it was awesome. Against Me opened, who I freaking loved at the time and had never seen. So that was awesome. And Jimmy Eat World. It was my first time seeing Jimmy Eat World. What a great opening act. I still kind of can't believe that tour happened. It was pretty amazing. Needless to say, this entire run of American Idiot opening acts were incredible. Newfound Glory, Sugar Cult, My Chemical Romance, Against Me, and Jimmy Eat World. All massive bands, all bands that I had gone on to see a lot more in the future, except for Sugar Cult. I think that actually might be... I only saw Sugar Cult twice. I saw them at Warped Tour earlier in 2004, and then I saw them open for Green Day, and I think that's it. But yeah, Green Day at Gillette Stadium, phenomenal show. It was awesome. Yeah, it was sick. Seeing them play in such a huge place, a lot more pyro, obviously bigger video screens, more of a spectacle. but still just as phenomenal. So shout out Green Day. Yeah, it was incredible. So someday I hope to see Green. I've gone on to see Green Day a bunch. There will be more of that further along in the Stub Stories story. But yeah, so October 28th and September 3rd, 2 massive, massive, massive days in my concert going history. If you guys like this, please subscribe, please share, please tell a friend. Let me know if there's any concerts you guys went to. Let me know if you guys have been at any of these shows. That'd be really, really cool. And yeah, stay tuned for more. So thanks, guys.